Hello and welcome to another paper for IGCSE. This is paper 4 from the specimen paper. Um, this is the calculator paper. You will be able to use a calculator. We know the instructions, we know the formula sheet. Let's see. The first question. It says find the value of y when m equals to -3, x equals to -2, and c equals to -8. I think that seems reasonably simple. -3 times -2 -8. I don't even need to use my calculator for this, and y should be -2. Okay, I am going to open up the marking scheme on the side just to verify that your answers are correct. Okay, keep checking as we go on. Okay, -2 is the correct answer. Then it says on the Venn diagram, shade the region A intersection A intersection B. That's simple. I'll shade this part A intersection B. Okay, then in triangle ABC, BC is equals to this, AC is equals to that. Using a ruler and compass only, construct triangle ABC. Leave in your construction arcs. The side AB has been drawn for you. Okay, so I would essentially need a compass on this. Unfortunately, I don't have one on the screen, so I'm going to briefly describe to you what I need to do. What I'm going to show you is the ruler, what you're going to measure on the compass. You'll keep your compass at 0 and say that you're going to draw a line up till 7.6. And once you've opened up the compass that much, okay, you've opened up the compass that much, okay, you're going to say that I'm going to now place the compass at A, and I want to place the compass at A. I'm going to remove this line just to show you that I'm measuring 7.6. I'm going to place my compass at A and say that I'm going to draw an arc of 7.6 centimeters, and I'm going to leave that as it is. Then I'm going to place my compass at B, draw another arc of, let's say, 6.2 centimeters. Okay, and they're going to meet at a certain point, and you'll call that point C. Okay, so that's 6.2 and that's 7.6. My diagram is of course not accurate, so I can't really show you uh, the exact shape of the triangle, but that's probably what it's going to look like. Okay. Okay, question number 4 says write 2 power minus 4 as a decimal. I think your calculator can do this for you. You don't need to do this manually. This is just about using the calculator, right? So 2 power minus 4, my calculator gives me fractions. I convert it into a decimal and give you a final answer, and that is 0.0625. Okay, then basic algebra. I see numerators and denominators cancelling out. It's 1 2 times 2. I'm getting 2p square over t. Okay, that is also the correct answer. Then question number 6 says the bearing of B from A is 105 degrees. Find the bearing of A from B. So you need a north at B. This bearing is 105, so I've marked this as 105. I'm going to need an axis on B. Okay, what I am trying to measure now is the bearing of B from A from B. I'm trying to measure this angle. Okay. Now, how much would this entire angle be? There are two ways of doing it. One is that I could say that this outside angle is 105 degrees. Okay, because it's creating alternate angles. And I could just add up 180 and 105. I think that's the easier way of doing it. I'm not going to do the other method, 285 degrees. Then question number 7 says solve the equation. I think that's also very simple. You cross multiply. Minus 14 would be the correct answer. Yes. A trail of length 105 meters takes 11 seconds to pass completely through a station of length 225 meters. Calculate the speed of the train in kilometers per hour. Okay, So the first thing that I need to do is convert all, I need all of these distances in kilometers and the time in hours. That is what I will have to do. Then speed equals to distance over time. Okay, now when the entire train has to pass through the station, what needs to happen is that these two distances will get added together. Why? Because each point of the train needs to travel a distance of 225 meters. Okay, that means the start of the train and the end of the train. So by the time I reach the end of the train, I would have traveled 105 meters on the train as well. Okay, so and a train that's coming from here, that's 105 meters. All of till this last part crosses this finish line. That's the idea. So the distance is 105 plus 225. I am going to divide that by 1000 to convert it into kilometers, and the time is in seconds, so 11 divided by 3600. I'm going to put that entire thing on a calculator and give you a final answer. I forgot to put brackets. (108 kilometers per hour). That's a fast train. Okay, divide $24 in the ratio 7:5. So whenever you're dividing something, so you take the ratio, you divide by the sum of ratios, and you multiply by the total. One person is getting 14, that means that the other person must get 10 out of the total. Okay, 24.60 as a fraction of 2870 multiplied by 100. I think I'm allowed a calculator on this, right? Yep. So let me see if we have any marks for simplifying this manually, because I would rather do it on a calculator. Okay, as a fraction. Okay, as a fraction. So that's 100, the 0 cancels out with this. So that's 246 over 28700. The calculator will do this for me. I don't need to do this manually. Okay, so that's 3 over 350. Even if I'd written the original question on a calculator, I would have gotten the right answer. Okay. Then it says in the sale, the original prices are reduced by 15%. Calculate the sale price of a book that has an original price of $12. So I've always taught people that original price multiplied by multiplier gives you the final price. Now, what is the multiplier? It's 100 plus minus the change. Okay. So the original price is $12. The multiplier is 85% because there's a reduction of 5%. Let's call the final price F. 12 into 85%. I have a percentage sign here. It gives me 10.2. Okay. Calculate the original price of a jacket that has a sale price of 38.75. So now the original price is unknown. The multiplier is still 85% and 38.25. So I'm just going to do this. $45. Okay, all those are giving me the correct answers. I'm using my calculator as much as I can, and I am showing you all the working that's necessary. Okay, question number 12. Dean invests $500 for 10 years at a rate of 1.5. Simple interest is simple. P into R into T, where R is the rate in percentages. So 500, R is 1.7%, so 1.7 over 100, and T is the time in years. If you learned a formula in a different way, that's also absolutely fine. Okay, so 500 into 1.7% into 10, $85. Okay, the next says Ollie invests $200 at a rate of 0.0035% per day compound interest. Calculate the value of Ollie's investment at the end of 1 year. So the formula for compound interest is amount at end P 1 plus R, where R is the rate of per compounding period, power NT. Okay, so P 1 plus 0.0035% power n, number of compounding periods, and the time in years. Okay, see if we get the correct answer. 0.0035% over 365, getting 506.42. Oh, it was 200. Why did I write 500? 202.57. So that's 202.57. So that's $203. That's a very small interest for the entire year. Okay. Then that's simple algebra. I get 5 power 5 cube is 125 and x power 12. Okay, I could do 256 power 3 over 8 on my calculator. I don't think there's any mark for working there. Okay, 256 power 3 over 8. That's 8. And what's 256 into 3 over 8? For the power of x, that's 96. So 8x power 96. That's also easy. Area of the sector, the length of the arc is 6.4. So I am going to first figure out what the angle theta is. So theta over 360 into 2 pi r should give me 6.4. Pi and r is 8. So 6.4 into 360 to pi r is 8. So my angle comes out to be 45.84 degrees. And then for area, I do theta over 360 into pi r squared. That's 8, right? 25.6 is the area. So I get 4 marks. Okay. Question number 15 says the diagram shows a field ABCD, the bearing of B from A is 140 degrees, C is due east, B and D is due north of C. Okay, I see all of those numbers. Okay, show that the bearing of D from B is 37.9 from B. Okay, so I am looking for this angle. When it says from, I need to draw north on that from. What I basically need is this angle. This angle is simple. I can just do tan theta equals to 450 over 350. The calculator needs to be in degrees. I think mine is set up in radians. If you are an advanced student, you would know that what that is. Tan inverse of 52.13. Okay, so 90 minus 52.13. I am getting 37.87, which is 039, 37.9 degrees. Okay. Bearing those stated in 3-digit numbers. Okay. Calculate the distance from D to A. So that is the distance that I'm asking you. Now, how many marks is that? It's a good 6 marks. That means I need to do a lot of calculations here. Okay, those calculations are easy. I found this to be 37.9, and I say that if I want to find out this angle, that's 40 degrees, so that is 40 degrees. Okay, and using Pythagoras I can find out this side. So first I'm going to find BD. Now I'm going to tell you why I'm doing all of this in a bit. Okay, and then you take a root, so 50 root 130. I'm going to write that in exact terms because I want to use it later. Okay, how am I going to use it later? Now I see that I have two sides and the inclusive angle. What I can go on and apply is the cosine rule. The cosine rule says that c squared equals to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos of c, where c is the unknown side. So that in that case, that's AD. I have one side as 50 root 130. I'm going to put a square on that. I am then going to take the other side and say that that's 400. It's 400 squared minus 250 root 130, 400. Okay, so 400 and then cos of 40 plus 37.9, that's 77.9. Okay, so I'm going to punch all of that on my calculator in one go and see. Okay, so on my calculator, I'm going to type out the entire thing, which is 50 root 130 squared plus 400 squared minus 2 times 400 times 50 root 130 into cos of 77.9. Then take a root of the answer, and that gives you 624. So your answer should be 624 meters. Then the question says, Jono runs around the field from A to B, from B to C, and C to D, and D to A. He runs at a speed of 3. Calculate the total time Jonah takes to run around the field. Give your answer in minutes and seconds. So from A to B is 400 meters, I think, and then B to C was 350, and then 450, and then 624. I think that gives me a total of 1824 meters as the total distance. The speed is 3. So for time, I divide distance by speed, and that's 1824 divided by 3. So that's 1824 divided by 3, 608, and that's 608 seconds. Okay, that's about 10 minutes and 8 seconds. There is a way of converting this. Let me just figure that out if I can right now. Zero, zero, and I think 608. That's how you would do it on a calculator. It's going to give you 10 minutes and 8 seconds. So that is indeed the correct answer. Then question number 16 says the speed of 200 cars passing a building is measured. The table shows the results. Calculate an estimate of the mean. So the mean requires midpoints. So the midpoint is 10, then 30, then 42.5, then 47.5, then 55, and then 70. For the mean, I'm going to say that it's 10 into 16 plus 30 into 34 plus 42.5 into 62 plus 47.5 into 58. It's basically sum of fx over sum of f, if you remember it from the formulas. 55 into 26 plus 70 into 4. Okay, so 10 into 16 plus 30 into 34 plus 42.5 and divided by the sum of f, which should be 200 because it's stated as 200. I'm just going to multiply the numerator first. Okay, so that's 8280 divided by 200. I think I should have the correct answer. It says 41.4. I want to check if that is the correct answer. 41.4. Yeah, that is indeed the correct answer. Then it says use a frequency table to compare the cumulative frequency diagrams. I'm going to have to first calculate the cumulative frequencies. So 50 plus 62 will give me 112. 112 plus 58 gives me 170. And then 196 and 200. Okay, so I mark 20 and 16. That's this point. Then 40 and 50. That's this point. 45 and 112. 112 should be around this point. Yeah, it's pretty steep. Okay, then 50 and 170. Okay, 50 and 170. And then 60 and 196, and then 260 and 196. And then 80 and 200. Okay, then I'm going to draw 0 and 0 to it, and that should work out fine. Okay, that sounds reasonably accurate. Okay, then it says use a diagram to find the upper quartile. The upper quartile is 3/4 of the data. 3/4 of 200 gives me 150. 150th data point. What is the 150th data point? Okay, right about here. I think I am getting 48. That is the correct answer. Yes, that is indeed the correct answer. Although I think you might have a margin there where you can, sort of give your answer within a range. No, it says exactly 48. So that should have been the correct answer. Two of the cars are chosen at random. Find the probability that they both have a speed greater than 50. So greater than 50 or 20 vehicles. Sorry, 30 vehicles. Okay. So the first car is 30 over 200 and the next car has to be 29 over 199. 30 into 29 over 199 into 200. Okay. 87 over 3980. Okay, then it says a new frequency table is made by combining intervals on the grid. Draw the histogram. So the histogram requires a frequency density. How do you calculate frequency density? You divide frequency by the class width. And 50 divided by 40 will give me 1.25. Going to be 12 and 1. 1.25. That's really low. Then 40 to 50, I have 12. That's 12. And then 1. Okay, I should check my answers for this one. Yeah, they are actually correct. I should have drawn this top bar. Well, okay, question number 17. It says the diagram shows two triangles. Calculate QR. I want to find this. So this is simply the cosine rule again. So 150 squared, 120 squared minus 2 into 150 into 120 into cos of 25. Now I want to show you that your calculator can also punch out an answer directly. So that's what I'm going to do here. I am going to say that I'm going to type this entire equation. Okay. Alpha equals to, and what were the numbers? 150, 120, and 25. 120 and 25. 150 squared, 120 squared minus 2 into 150 into 120 into cos of 25. Then I will press shift solve. I think the answer that's where I ask you to guess the answer. Let's say I guess the answer is 50. Okay, and the computer calculator will run some calculations and tell you that the correct answer needs to be 65.4. That's 65.4. That's a trick on the calculator, nothing unusual. You could have done it in the same way, but I just wanted to show you this trick. So then RS, so you can find this angle. It's 90 and 100, so that has to be 80, and then I'm going to use the sine rule for that. RS, this is the side that I'm trying to find. So x over sine 55, basically RS over sine 55 equals to 150 over sine 80. So RS is basically 150 sine 55 divided by sine 80. $124.7. Correct to three significant figures, I'm going to have 125. Calculate the total area of the two triangles. Now I have these sides and I have both areas can be calculated with half AB and sine C. What is A and B? 120 and 150. Sine C. And then half 150 and 124.7 into sine of 45. I think that's the inclusive angle. Okay, again I'm going to put everything on my calculator. Okay, so my answer is 10416.8. 10416.8. Rounding off to three significant figures will give me 10400. Okay, question 18. Complete the square. When I say complete the square, I mean express it in the form ax minus h whole square plus k. So x square plus 8x minus 9 is ax square minus 2xh plus h square plus k, ax square minus 2axh plus ah square plus k. So a is 1, I'm comparing the coefficients. Okay, 8 has to be equals to minus 2ah minus 4, and minus 9 has to be equals to ah square plus k. So 1 minus 4 square plus k minus 9 minus 25, I think. X square minus 1x minus 4x plus 4 whole square plus minus 25. Minus 25. Okay. Okay, use your answer to part A. So if I use this equation, I can then take a root on both sides. Say that x plus 4 equals to 5 and x plus 4 equals to minus 5. So x equals to 1 and x equals to minus 9. Okay, then this is the solutions of this and this. Find the values of B and C. Okay, what's the easy way of doing this? I don't know if the question tells you anything. Okay, so I could apply my quadratic formula here. Minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so my numbers have to match, right? So minus b should equal minus 7, so b should equal 7. And b square minus 4ac should equal 61. So 7 square minus 4c equals to 61. 49 minus 61 equals to 4c, and c equals to minus 3, I think. If I am correct, yes. What I've done is I've just done a comparison. What is written outside should be written outside, and what was written inside should be written inside. Okay. Question number 20. Calculate triangle HAF. So there's a diagram. These are diagonals inside a cuboid. How would I find this diagonal? I just do a Pythagoras theorem on these sides, and I would say that HA squared equals to 6 squared plus 6 squared. So HA will therefore be root of 72, which is 6 root 2. Then can I say that this side has to be AF squared? So basically I have the 3 sides of the triangles. I just want to find out. Once I have that triangle that's there in 3 dimensions, I will be able to find out the angles. Okay, let's see. So AF squared is basically 8 squared plus 6 squared. So that's going to give me AF as 10. I know the calculations. So if I'm doing them quickly, 8 and 6, this also has to be 10. I think then what I have is a very simple triangle. I have 2 sides as 10 and 10 each, and that's going to be easy for my calculations. It's 6 marks though. I could end up using the cosine rule, or because I see there is an isosceles triangle with HA as 6 root 2 and then 10 and 10. What I can do is I can split from the middle. That's F. I want to find out this. So that should be 3 root 2. I can simply use cos A equals to 3 root 2 over 10. A is therefore cos inverse of 3 root 2 over 10. Let's see if we get the correct answer. 64.9. Okay, this says on the diagram, sketch the graph of y equals to x minus 1 whole square. Sketch the graph of this. Okay, so the graph of x minus 1 whole square should be just 1 unit moved forward, and the graph is going to look something like this. It should have a turning point at 1, 0, and a y-intercept at 1 as well. So I'm going to use that. Okay. This line is starting at 1 and then sloping upwards. I can find out the x-intercept. Going to be minus 2, I think. The line is going to look like that. What I've basically done is I found the y-intercept here and said that y equals to 0 minus 1 whole square, which is 1. For the line, I've seen the y-intercept, and I've calculated the x-intercept by putting in y equals to 0. So half x equals to minus 1 and x equals to minus 2. Okay, that was the sketch. Intersect at AB, find the length of AB. Whenever you want to find intersection points, you solve simultaneously. You're going to solve simultaneously. You just substitute this here, then expand the brackets and solve. Take a common denominator here. I get x plus 2, x squared minus 2x plus 1, cross multiply x plus 2, 2x squared minus 4x plus 2, bring everything to one side, 0. Oh, x, 2x minus 5. Either x equals to 0 or 2x minus 5 equals to 0. So x equals to 5 over 2, just 2 point. Okay, we'll find out the y coordinates. Put in any of the equations and you'd get the y coordinate. That turns out as 0, 1. I could see that on the graph. Yeah. And then it's 2.25. So 2.5 comma 2.25. Then the distance AB is just y2 minus y1 over x2 minus y2 minus y1 whole squared plus x2 minus x1 whole squared. See what we get. We get 2.795, 2.80, I think. 2.795, that should be 2.8. Yep. Okay. I think there's one last question here. Let's solve that. That's 2x squared plus x minus 15. So I will have to factorize this. And there are 3 terms. I break the middle term, so that's 30. A breakup of 30 will give me, I think the simple factors 6x and 5x. And in the denominator, I have 4 terms. So that's factorizing by pairing. So in the numerator, I have 2x common. I have x plus 3 minus 5x plus 3. The denominator, I have x plus 3 as a common bracket. And a minus 2b as the leftover bracket. So again, I have x plus 3 as a common bracket and 2x minus 5 as a leftover bracket. Okay, so x plus 3 cancels out with x plus 3. I'm left with 2x minus 5 over a minus 2b. That should be my final answer. Lots of marks on these last questions. Okay, I hope this was productive for all of you. I'll be back with another paper in the next video. Thank you for watching.